all the planning and the seeds you've planted and the dreams that you have considered and the work that you have done to disconnect and all of the things that you have really paid attention to and have acknowledged in your life as either supporting your momentum or anchoring your momentum. All of those things have value and worth. But the time for pondering and considering and weighing options is over. The push is here. There's been many, many opportunities for growth, but you never fully saw expansion. You never fully saw them realized and that they never grew to this enormity that you feel that they are meant to. And so in so many ways, you've kind of let them fall to the wayside. And then there were other things that you got into a habit of doing because it felt good, because it felt right. And they didn't take up a lot of your time or steal away your energy. They actually helped boost your energy. So you kept doing them. And now there's another push. And you wonder if you even have it in you to continue on, to start something over again, thinking that you've got to start from scratch, when in fact, you don't. You have to look around and see all the seeds behind you that you have planted, that are beginning to take off, that are beginning to grow, that are beginning to take shape. It may not look like much until you really start to take steps forward, believing that they're growing, believing that they've taken off. And the more momentum that you have just believing and trusting that what you have planted is sprouting, is rooted, is growing into that dream that you once had, that's the trajectory. That's alignment. That takes you where you're seeking to go soulfully. That's trusting your intuition. It's not looking around and seeing dead plants and cow pies. It's knowing that right beneath the surface, where your eyes can't penetrate, your soul knows. Trust it. Hi, and welcome back. It's April the 13th, 2026. 1 year ago today, I started this YouTube channel. I cannot believe how fast time has flown by, and yet there were so many days where it felt like I was going backwards. It felt like time was just literally stopped and just in this state of a Groundhog Day over and over. Just so exhausting, doing nothing and yet feeling so much. And at the same time, acknowledging that we are doing so much to just exist, to just be present in the moment and to survive it. But we've been taught that if you're not doing and producing and showing some kind of result within a treadmill that just keeps you doing the same thing over and over to try to get more money, to please someone or something, and to seek something more, that you're not productive, that you have no value or worth. And now on this day, 1 year later, having spoken my truth and trusted my intuition and followed this pull to create this, to share things that I never thought I would publicly share about experiences I've had and capabilities that I hold and different things that I have moved and grown and transformed through. And yet here we are, 200 videos later, close to 500 subscribers. I think I have 496 or 97 subscribers as of today. That's amazing. But even more than that is the clarity that it has given me about what I actually want to create moving forward and how that looks. Do I have a perfect design and outline and a goal? No. But every single day, I make this my priority of coming out here with my dogs, the thing I love to do, being in nature, connecting, experiencing the land, interacting with the plants and the wildlife and the clouds. That's my priority because that is my center. So every single day that I choose to do that, I send out a message that says, I choose me first. I connect me first. And by doing that, that reverberates out and it will send back, and it already has, so much more than I ever anticipated. Not in numbers or likes or all that other measurable bullshit that we're taught to seek and to desire, to be paid for it. There's no amount of money that can give you this feeling that you give yourself by prioritizing your peace and your contentment and your self-worth and just using your voice in the way it's meant to be used. Nothing can replace or change that. And our crow's here. In addition to this channel, I've been working on a number of other things in the background, which I've talked about in some of my other videos. I finished renovating a house. I had been working on a number of options for a whole new life moving forward. And now, as I'm talking about it, it's getting so windy you won't be able to hear me. Something else that you're used to if you're out here with me. My little speakers always work at home and they never work when I come out here. Oh, let's just let the wind die down for a minute. And then we will start again. Perfect, thank you so much. So the things that I worked on and I had started, I guess 5 years ago now, was the designation to become a registered clinical counselor. I'm already a registered social worker here in British Columbia, and I have a Master's of Education, a Bachelor of Social Work, and a Bachelor of Arts, along with numerous other credentials and certificates in trauma, in Indigenous practices, in somatic releasing of this tension and body experience that we have in relation to the energy that is infiltrating us, that we don't even realize we're holding on to, and it comes out as illness, it comes out as anxiety and depression and stress. It comes out because we're not releasing it, we're not seeing it, acknowledging it, addressing it, and then releasing it. And how would we ever be able to do that when we're so busy with life on a treadmill that we have no opportunity to get to know ourselves, to really get to know who we are at a base level, soulful level, and trusting our intuition rather than some noise that's just so steady beating on our awareness that we can't even hear our intuition. We feel it, but it's so overburdened that it's just easier to give up. just toe the company line. And I think that that's where that push last year was. Now it's time to get into alignment so that the next steps moving forward will be fulfilling, will be utilizing the full capacity and capability that I have been gifted with, just as so many others are beginning to realize as well. These connections to Source, to God, to the Creator. The words you use are irrelevant. The energy is what matters. And your belief in that connection and your openness to hear. And the messaging that I had been hearing and listening and engaging with for so long was completely about reclaiming not just a connection, but also releasing the stronghold of a stifling energy that was continuing to keep people stuck, to keep people suffocated in their own despair. And by trusting and believing that every time I have come out here, even if I have an entire thing I would like to talk about, a topic, something that is really important that I've researched or that I've worked on or that anything, by the time I get out here and start walking, gone. Something else moves and takes over, and I share that topic instead. And so many times I have said to myself, obviously, and in my videos, why? Like, why? How does this even make sense? Where does it connect the dots? And the messaging that comes back to me is, in due time. And when I go to share certain things, I'm also challenged. I'm challenged with the question that is so important and so many people would benefit from asking themselves. What I'm about to do, is it helpful? Or is it to be right? Because if it's to be right, you want to say something, you want to put a bunch of information out and hope that something sticks. That someone hears it, or I provoke enough, or I praise enough that I get enough likes and I get enough subscribers and then I make some money. But if it's to be helpful, it's just quiet. It's steady. It's consistent. It's authentic. It's presence. And it doesn't demand anything in return. It just offers it out. Knowing that the thing, the experience, the feeling you receive comes from within. That feel good, contentment, in alignment. Everything that has been this last year for me as I take the dogs and I bring you along on our walks and our talks. And nature and the universe has demonstrated over and over and over throughout my life, but in this video and all the videos that I've created, that it's right alongside of us, because it is us. We're energy. The universe is energy. We project what we are. And I feel good about that. So thanks for watching, everyone, for being here and for being on this journey. Each of us moving through the challenges and the experiences that we have been faced with and transforming into this new being outside of doing to do, we're being to be. So until next time, stay safe, stay connected, continue to like, share, comment, and subscribe, please. And we'll see you really soon.